My poem is Concert Party, Busseboom by Edmund Blunden. It's on page 125 and 126. He wrote it in 1982, 10 years after the war ended, but he said that he had it in his head the moment we came out of our own concert to see quite a different concert on the horizon. And I've got the poem read by Edmund Blunden.
Concert party, Busseboom. The stage was set, the house was packed. The famous troupe began. Our laughter thundered, act by act. Time light as sunbeams ran. Dance sprang and spun and neared and fled. Jest chirped at gayest pitch. Rhythm dazzled. Action sped most comically rich. With generals and lame privates both, such charms worked wonders, till the show was over. Lagging loath, we faced the sunset chill, and standing on the sandy way, with the cracked church peering past, we heard another matinee. We heard the maniac blast of barrage south by St. Eloi, and the red lights flaming there called madness. Come, my bonny boy, and dance to the latest air. To this new concert, white we stood. Cold certainty held our breath, while men in the tunnels below Larch Wood were kicking men to death. I would perhaps add the detail that this was the case, that Larch Wood was a famous tunnel system of ours. The Germans got in, and the only weapons at hand for many of the miners were their feet or fists. And this fight was going on while we came out of our divisional concert party within just that short distance, but we could do nothing except just stare.
So the poem starts with a memory of a concert that Blunden's division saw while they were in billets in Busseboom, which is a place in Belgium near the French border in sight of the battlefield. This is it on Google Maps, but I'm not sure if it's still the same buildings. Due to the use of vocabulary, you can tell that the soldiers are having a good time. They're laughing so loud it's compared to thunder. People on stage are dancing, and they're just having a laugh. All the soldiers and generals are sitting together despite the difference in rank and class which can be linked to Journey's End. The show's charm worked wonders on helping the men to forget about the war until the show was over, and they left the concert to hear a different kind of music, which was of course not music at all, but the sound of guns and war. It's described as the maniac blast, which implies both the noise and the madness behind it. And like Blunden said, Larchwood was one of their tunnels that the Germans got into, just like in Birdsong, and the only thing the miners had to fight with were their hands and feet. There's lots of personification used in the poem to emphasize certain aspects of the evening, like how the rhythm dazzled and the dance sprang, and how later on the red lights flamed and madness cooled. Blunden also refers to the concert ironically, using the phrase "the latest air," which means the latest popular song, but actually describes the sound of guns instead. The poem juxtaposes the light happiness of laughter and dance with the violence of war, ending with the soldiers kicking men to death, which we can link to Journey's End, where they frequently contrast humour and violence. Another point of contrast is in Birdsong. A theme that runs all the way through Birdsong is nature's indifference, but here Blunden uses the sun to set the mood. When the soldiers are happy, time runs light as sunbeams, but when they leave the show, they go into sunset chill. However, another interpretation is that nature is being indifferent here, because the sun will always set anyway, regardless of the situation. I think that this poem was really effective in conveying the horrors of war. Descriptions don't have to be explicit to convey how cruel it really was.